Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we started this section with the tree analogy. The main thing to note there is what? That the whole world that is visible, that's not the entire story. Anything is not known completely until all its dependencies are known. So you have to end at a point where there are no more things to be resolved, no more dependencies to be looked into. And that point is not perceivable, but it must be there. Not perceivable as an object, important. Not perceivable as an object, but knowable. Not inferable, since it is not perceivable as an object, it cannot be inferred. Inference is always when you have perceived several times, you know this and this go together, like fire and smoke. So when it cannot be perceived, inference is not a possibility. If perception and inference cannot reveal it, then it must not be there. No, there's a third possibility, which is unique, which does not apply to anything else. Because every object has to be revealed by a conscious being. Nothing reveals itself. Even the light does not reveal itself. The eyes reveal light. But the light seems to reveal this because this has no light of its own. And the way eyes see is only sees light. Therefore, unless something reflects light, you don't see the object. Therefore, for this to be revealed, it must first be lit up by a light. But that light itself is only known through the eyes. And the eyes are not known unless there is a mind. The mind is not known unless the mind is illumined. By whom? So the one who illumines the mind, the one illumines not deliberately, choicelessly, by nature, by one whom the mind is seen, that is what the eye is. Right? So therefore, is that eye objectified like the eyes or the mind? Is there a second level of redirection? No. It is known. But known, eyes are known to the mind. Mind is known to Atma. What about Atma? Atma is known to whom? Atma is known to Atma, not as an object. Atma is known means it is the very truth of what we call knowing. See, the word to know. How do you understand the word to know? To know. Just the meaning, to know. How do you understand it? You cannot explain to know to somebody who doesn't know. Yes or no? It's a very unique thing to us, right? To a sentient being alone. You cannot talk of knowing to a stone. So there is, what makes knowability a possibility is I am sentient. And what is sentient there? Is the eye sentient? Is the mind sentient? What is sentient? If they were sentient, they should be independently known. But there is only one thing which independently is, and in its light, the mind, the senses, and the objects come to light to the knower. I think I am the knower. Therefore, this coming to light is called knowing. Correct? You don't say the light knows the flower. You can, poetically, but the light doesn't know the flower. The light illumines the flower. I know the flower. Correct? So, this knowing that we talk about is purely knowing in terms of mind and senses. But what is it that make the mind and senses know? That which even knows the arrival of the mind and not departure of the mind. That is the truth of the knowing. That is called Gya Dhatu Artha, Jnaptihi. Where will you see that knowing? In every knowing, that knowing is there. In every knowing, that base knowing, if I can call it that, the essential knowing is there. That is what is knowing. After that you have what? A name and a form for knowing. Knowing is what? I am aware. In sleep also I am aware. But there is no name and form revealed. Or between two thoughts, there is no name and form relieved. Or in samadhi, there is no name and form revealed. Right? What do you say? There is nothing to be revealed. I saw nothing. I slept well. I saw nothing. That I saw nothing, that saw. What is that saw? That is what we are saying is the real meaning of know. That's the only basis for knowing. Now, that knowing is present. That knowing is present. Then what happens? I know the joy in my heart. I know the sadness. I know the tenderness. See, all these come. What are those now? Knowing remains. One extra thing comes, which you give a name for. But there is an extra sense, and that's purely in the mental frame. It's not available to show somebody else. But what happens when you see a flower, you feel something. When she sees a flower, she feels something, and hopefully you feel same because both are smiling. Then what do we say? It's a beautiful flower. Otherwise, how do you understand the word beauty? What I mean by beauty and what you mean by beauty may be entirely different. And that happens several times in color choice, Somebody says, oh, such a beautiful red shirt. And somebody else says, yuck, what a red shirt. Red is accepted. Beautiful is not accepted. But how do we understand the word beautiful? In some place, both of us agree. In somehow. And you understand this is beauty. Otherwise, beauty is where? In the eye of the beholder. It's not in an object at all. But how do you understand it? It's purely something here in your mind. It is sukshma. Another person cannot see it. But yet, when I see somebody in pain, I feel an empathy. Oh, why is this? Feel bad. You talk about it. I feel bad. Bad, you understand. Somehow we understand. And after a while, when I say I feel bad, you know what it means to some extent. That's how emotions, jealous, sad, competition, all these you understand only in terms of your own way of understanding it. But what is really the jnanam, which is lighting up all these changes, that is the real jnanam. And then you have the next thing which is known, which is what? Which is sthula, physicalized. There we have some say, If I say red, you also see. Fact is this, your eyes may be seeing it like this. You never know. But the only thing is, what I call red, and you hear the word red, you also call it red. You might be seeing green, but we will both call the same thing as red. Because, essentially, whatever I call red, you understood in a given way. You will understand the same way the next time. But physically, we both see. And assuming our eyes are same, because the eyes are part of one order, your eyes and my eyes, they see red, they see red. Otherwise, you cannot find out what is color blindness. But I'm saying, even if I'm colorblind, I may not know unless I say red and he says blue. So the point is, this is how the knowledge takes place. And what we are interested in is not the specific knowledge. We call it Vishesha Jnanam. What is Vishesha Jnanam? It is a vritti. It is a thought which is either of an emotion or a thought which is not visible outside, or it can be a thought about an object which is physically available also. But both of these are what? Vishesha. An extra. What is Samanyam? The Samanyam is, even when there is no mind, no objects, I am illumining the absence of everything. That is known to me. That there was no object is known to me. And that knowledge never ever goes. That is called Jnana. That is called Chit. Is that making sense? You should not think Chit is something else. Chit is, and where, how will you know that Chit? Knowing there is no object, no subject, how will you know it? You have to be you. There is no other way to know it, right? Some object you can talk about. But how do you say Chit? Chit cannot be known anything else except as I am aware. That I am aware, we say it in two ways. I am and aware. Am and aware. Sat, Chit. We split that. But really, it is Sat is Chit, Chit is Sat. There is no two things. Is that clear? What is limitless? What is limitless? What do you understand by limit? Limit, huh? Correct. See, I want to make sure that it is understood properly. Because we use the same words every time, we know what to answer. I just want to make sure we cut across words, and see what it means. So what do you call limitless? Something, limit means a boundary. Limit is a boundary, some kind. Boundary may be physical like this, right? So this chair occupies only this much space. It is here now, and if I move it, it is there now. Correct? Time limit. Till hopefully 5:15 we will be here. After that we will not be here. Time limit. Right? Then this is a red hibiscus. This is a red hibiscus. A small red hibiscus. Therefore, it is not a chrysanthemum, right? It is not this, whatever it is called. What is this called? Tuberose. Okay, this is not a tuberose. It's not grapes, right? It's not whatever this is. It's not a coconut. You see how many things it is not? All that is what? Limit. It has a clear boundary in your head that it is a red hibiscus flower present at this longitude, this latitude. You can give, now you can decide what's the location code. And you can deliver something right here. That's the location. Correct? So, once you put a location, it is so fixed. This is called limit. Limitation. Now, what is not limited? What is unlimited? So you have to understand now, when I say limited, that object with all its space, time, and object-wise coordinates must be wrapped up. Where do you wrap anything up? In a thought. In a thought. So whatever, suppose I have coconut thought. Now coconut thought is over. Now flower thought. To say coconut thought is completed, it is fully wrapped up in a thought. Are you with me? When I say coconut, do you understand coconut or not? So that includes the vastu and some time space. May not be specific, but you know coconut. So time, space and object are included. Flower. Time, space, object are included. You think only object, but I am talking of flower now. Now it's not. Flower. Now you can see it's changed. So I'm saying anything which can be known through a thought is what? Black hole. Black hole. Did a thought occur in you? I don't know what you understood. Because asteroid, it's just a word. Many a time it's nothing. But you have some fuzzy idea, something which flies on in the sky. You don't know anything more. Comet. Halley's Comet. 76 years once. Something comes. All memory, okay? Useless memory will come. But the point is, you still understand something. Planet. Meteor. Galaxy. What do you understand by galaxy? It doesn't matter. But galaxy and planet are different, you understand or not? Whatever your logic is, you don't know what it is. Heaven. Hell. What do you understand? It may not be a clear picture, but there is a picture. And that picture is limiting it. It is not anything but that. Okay? Therefore, anything which can be wrapped up in a thought, which means anything which can be known through a thought, is going to be what? Limited. Now you tell me what is unlimited. What is unlimited then? What cannot be known through a thought? Achintyam. Cannot be thought about. What are you going to do? How are you going to know that which cannot be thought about? What does it show? Thought is not useful to know it. A thought is not useful to know it. Perception, what is perceived is a thought. What is inferred is also a thought. A memory is also a thought. An emotion is also a thought. Anything you know anytime is a thought. Correct or not? What are all of them now? Limited. Because you know one and you can move to that. It means you wrapped it up. In whatever way. Then what is unlimited? What's the only possibility now? It's not known. It can never become known. Viditat anyat. Unknown is also what? Just like we spoke of abhava, there is no such thing as absolute abhava. Is there something absolutely unknown? I don't know. I'll ask you what? If you say I don't know, I'll ask you what? What do you not know? I don't know what I don't know. Then you know. You can't say I don't know what I don't know, correct? If you say I don't know, aviditam is always about something. Some object. I don't know what coconut is. I don't know what detail the flower is. I don't know something. If it becomes known, what will it be? Again wrapped up in a thought. Unknown is also a thought that I don't know it. It's still a vritti. I don't know is a vritti. I know is a vritti. So, limited. So, what is unlimited? What can you know other than what thoughts bring you? You also know of thoughts being present and absent. What is that? Every thought is bringing a limited entity and is replaced. Yellow flower, red flower, purple flower, whatever color it is, blue flower, some green flower, coconut. You keep saying, train of known, 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 known. Limited. Where is unlimited? You say anything, it's limited. Where is unlimited? Keep quiet. Is that unlimited? Silence? No, not silence. Keep quiet means keep the mind quiet. And just be. Does it begin? Does your being begin? Does it have a specific form? Does it have space coordinates? Is it limited in any way? Flower. I am still there. Flower went away. Yellow flower went away. I am still there. You see that? Am I limited? I am akhanda. It doesn't get divided. It is flower. The thought's beginning and end is known. Limited. It's confined. It's an instant. Gone. Yellow flower. Gone. Coconut. Gone. Remote control. Gone. Fan. Gone. Who is saying gone, 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 gone? Who is saying gone? Waker? Gone. You can try one last ditch, waker. I will say gone. When? When I woke up, I knew he was gone. He was looking at the list of things, then suddenly he was not there. How do you know? I told you, nodding is very useful sometimes. Gone. Now, who was there to know who was that? Even that fellow who was observing is gone. You can't say my uncle was there. What was or what is? Was only when it's gone. What is? Waker gone, sleeper gone, dreamer gone. What is? Who is saying all these are coming and going? I. Is that I having any attributes? If it has, it is limited. That's called anantam. That's called anantam. Na antam, no limitation. Deshataha, space-wise, kalataha, time-wise, vastutaha, as a particular formed object, as a particular name and form. Nityam, timeless. Does it have a form? What is timeless? Not happening in time. Means what? What is not limited in time, will it be limited in form? You never saw it. Not limited time means you cannot see it. Or you're seeing it all the time. You can't see it, or you're seeing it all the time. You can never see it, that doesn't exist. Not as an object. No. Or it is you. If it doesn't exist, we don't want to talk about it. We are not interested in talking about some shunya. Therefore, it is, but is never objectified. What is that? Come back to Anantam. Nityam is Anantam. Purnam. What is Purnam? The whole. What makes the whole? Nothing should be excluded. Nothing at all should be excluded. What is Purnam then? What is the division we have? I am, subject, and there is an object. Subject limits the object. Object limits the subject. Wherever subject ends, there only object can begin. Therefore, if subject-object have to go, where will it go? Subject-object arise together. Look, unless, if your eyes are closed, you open your eyes. What happens now? What happens if you open your eyes? Visual objects and visual subject, are they coming together or not? Both of them were not there before. Both of them come. Both of them went. Both of them came. What was before they came and went? Swamiji, eyes was and world was. It wasn't. You close your eyes, when you open only you can say eyes are. What was before? I was. Is that not true? So what can Purnam be? Which is neither subject nor object, but cannot exclude subject or object. That from which subject-object arises, that into which subject-object resolves. In any which way you look at it, do you understand where all these words are leading? Is it far from you? Is it away from you even by a micromillimeter or microsecond? Second, knowledge is. Knowledge is never away from awareness. Knowledge is awareness. That's the general, I told you, Jnapti Samanyam. No knowledge is being, without being that knowledge, there is no knowledge. Awareness is. With some simple, basic Namarupa, you get some extra. Then you get some more. You say flower. In this time, in this place. This is special knowledge. Now, red flower. You gave an extra adjective. Red hibiscus. One more extra adjective. Small red hibiscus. All these are out. What is the main thing? First, is. Is means it is aware. You are aware of something. That doesn't come, doesn't go, is not an object, is not a subject. In it alone, subject, object appear. It doesn't begin, it doesn't end. If waker's beginning and ending is known, you understand that when the waker is not there, also I am. Which means even when you're having a long sleep, you are. You know what long sleep is. This is what the Upanishad is trying to make me see. This is what you are. What comes in its way is my perception of reality of everything. And I think I am as good as one more object. I become one among the various perceived objects. You become an object for me. I become an object for you. Which is the I now? When I say you become an object, this body becomes an object for me, and this object body becomes an object for you. But this body is an object for me also. And that body is an object for you also. What is an object? Cannot be you. It appears and disappears. This Drigdrisha Viveka, few things you would hold on to. Cannot be. If that is not me, then what's next? Where do you hold your I thought? I, other than body. Look at each one of them. Can it be objectified? Throw it out. That cannot be me. But after throwing out everything, Swamiji, all right, I am. But all these objects limit me because they are other than me. That feeling can come. And then what should you see? That the existence doesn't belong to anything, because everything in time, existence has to belong to uncaused cause, timeless. What is the only thing timeless you know? What is the only thing which is not in time that you know? Not objectifiable, not put in a thought, unstarted. I. Finger goes here, but it doesn't point to the heart or the body. It goes all the way. That, if we understand that is the only thing which has existence, because everything else in time has a cause, then you can see that whatever is seen, it cannot be except being that existence. Am I making sense? Then you understand that everything you are seeing is only an appearance. It doesn't have being. It doesn't have the same reality as I do. I never get displaced. Everything gets displaced. And when it gets displaced, there is no other place it can go. I am the only reality. Where can it be? If I am the only reality, then what are all these? These are all just appearances, like a snake on a rope, or like a pot in clay. This is the teaching. I sometimes just like to leave the book and do this because you need to understand what we're talking about, Text and words, you get lost at times. Understand this. Now, within the world you see, there are so many things. If you want to analyze the world, to analyze the huge world like this is not easy. So much variety, so many things are there. Therefore, we try to make a model to analyze it. The models can be subject-object. The model can also be individual and total. So, Ishvara is for us total. What is this? Individual. What is the relationship between individual and total? The total completely pervades, covers, includes an individual. Is that acceptable? Is that understandable? Like a wave is completely pervaded, included in the ocean. Correct? Like a tree is completely pervaded, included in a forest. This is what you will see in Vedanta Sara. Samashti Vyashti examples. If you see this now the question is, what is a tree and what is a forest? Does the tree have a being of its own? Does the wave have a being of its own? Once you say forest, it's included. Therefore, when I see a wave, and I also know it's included in the ocean, included in my buddhi. But if I ask you to separate ocean from wave, you can't draw a boundary. So what does it mean? There is only ocean. Wave is your idea there. Right? So we try to say, once if you understand this clearly, whenever you see a wave, you remind yourself, that is ocean. Ocean alone appearing as a wave. Remind yourself, ocean, whenever you see something, you say, pot, it is clay. Now with the knowledge we have, cause is not clay. Cause is uncaused cause. Where is uncaused cause? Should be clear. It is me. Therefore, whatever I see is you what? It's me. What is that? It's me. Not feeling, not thought. The thought, the object, everything cognitively. Because you cannot see or experience existence. Every experience is in existence. So this experience trip won't take you far. It will be in duality. You are a subject experiencing an object in time and place, and every experience will end. Next experience will come. How will you hold on to an experience? It's deliberate. So you're deliberately saying, Om Ishaya Namaha, Om Ishaya Namaha. You are repeating an experience. It's not the same. But because the same thing seems to continue, you feel there's a continuity. Idea of continuity is from the mind. How do we see things in our eyes? Inverted or straight? Inverted. But what do you think everything is? Straight. Why? Correction. Auto-correction happens. It's amazing. But that's what the physicist will tell you. What the lens will do is get an inverted image for you. So what are you going to do? So you can see what you see, it all gets processed. And without processing what is there is the you. Basic you. And then everything has to fold into it. And the process of folding is you fold the individual in the total. You fold the individual into the total. So you think this is me? Now you say, what is me? These hands, these legs, these eyes. Take the eye, fold into the knowledge of I in the total. That's total is knowledge. Everything is knowledge. Total knowledge is not in me. Fold it into that knowledge. Resolve. Fold it means resolve it there. So what is this? This is Ishvara as knowledge of I. What is this? Ishvara as cheek. You take each part and hand it to where it belongs. Fold it within the visible world. This is also unreal. total is also unreal. Ocean is also unreal. Water is also, wave is also unreal compared to water. Don't go for water yet. First take all the waves, the bubbles, and make them, you see them all as ocean. Now you have how many things? Only one ocean. Everything else is gone. First step is to see everything is ocean. You understand, whatever you see, the tide, the waves, the ocean current, everything is the ocean. And now you say the ocean is but H2O. Now what happened to the wave? Wave is also H2O. And now I can say what? Wave is H2O. Therefore, wave is the ocean. This is the way the equation will be done. Not any other way. So what is the method? You have a karya, an effect. You first find its karana. You can do it at every level if you want. This is where Swamiji would say that now I said you look at the whole world as knowledge. Whole universe is knowledge. And the knowledge for our convenience is divided into various disciplines. So I have a physical world, and corresponding that is the knowledge of physics. So it's easy for me to see. So this body, physical body, obeys the laws of physics or not? If you throw it, if you jump up, you will come down. Why? Gravity will pull you down. Correct? If you throw a stone up also, it will come down. Because gravity. And same way, we used to have a question, suppose you drop a cotton ball and an iron ball, which will come down faster? Answer you have to know. We always think iron comes down faster. You write and you get 0. You have to know cotton comes down equally fast. But then why doesn't it fall? Because there is an air current which pushes it up perhaps. It's light enough, so it can be pushed up. But the question would never register. Why iron and cotton? They don't come down same speed in our buddhi. But they do. Why? Because that is the law. Right? So, every physical object can be seen to be in the physical order. They obey the physical order. It's all one knowledge. So, Ishvara's physical order, as the laws of physics, pervades the physical body also and pervades the physical world also. The physical body, why we are stuck up with body? Because this is where I place the identity I. So the physical body is now resolved in the physical world. Alright? This physical world is what? A manifestation of existence. There's only one existence. That hopefully everybody understands now. That one existence which exists, I call Ishvara or Brahman. Whether I call it Ishvara or Brahman, both are the same in this context. Therefore, this physical body is part of the physical world, which is the physical manifestation of existence. This in the Upanishads, etc., will present as what? This physical body, when you look at purely from the physical body, you call this fellow something. You call him Vishwa. Okay? And there is no physical body unless it is driven inside and enlivened by a subtle body, Sukshma. And that Sukshma cannot also be there without a Karana. So this physical fellow is the complete fellow. Why? He has all the layers. Therefore, this physical body is seen as belonging to total. When you look at total in this way, that total is called Virat. Therefore, what is Virat? Virat is the totality of the physical universe. Alright? Now you drop the physical for a minute. You understand something enlivens the physical world and things which you don't see. What is that? Let's call it Sukshma. Now you look at existence purely from the Sukshma perspective. It has its own order. It fits everything into that. And within physical world, you have life. I can fit in biological order. Leave that out now. Sukshma. So whole Sukshma, if you look at, Sukshma means what is not available for your eyes, known only through Shruti. Where do you merge it now? There must be total Sukshma, Samashti. That what should I call? For my convenience of conversation, what do I call it? I call that Hiranyagarbha. What do I call the individual mind body, which is Sukshma? I call it Taijasa. These are all names, Taijasa. So Taijasa is nothing but Virat. Sthula, Vishwa is nothing but, Sthula is nothing but Virat. Taijasa is nothing but Hiranyagarbha. So now you forget physical fellow. Then you have what caused this physical being to be there. This Sukshma Sharira, this entity, individualized entity. There's some cause for it. How do you know there's a cause? Because there is an individualized entity, there must be a cause. But the cause is not visible. It is not even Sukshma. Then what is it? It is just a mistake. That is called Karana Sharira. Causal body, if you want to call it body. Then what is the totality where all these causals are, in a way? It's hard to conceive, okay? But there is a totality from which they came, like a seed. And that, when you look at the whole world and look at what is causal, because the world was not. If you imagine a field with so many seeds sown, there was no plants. Suddenly all the plants come. Where did all of them come from? Not from one seed. The totality is what now? The unmanifest total. And that is called what? That unfortunately at total level is also called Ishvara. Name, Ishvara. So now what do you have? Ishvara, causal, then Hiranyagarbha, then Virat. Virat, is it free from Hiranyagarbha? Virat is completely pervaded by Hiranyagarbha, like this pot is pervaded by clay. And this Hiranyagarbha, is it separate? Can you take out that Karana Sharira from this like this? No. It pervades it in a way. Therefore, what do you have now? You have one entity seemingly logically divided. And what is all of this? Where is all their existence? Only one uncaused existence. Therefore, this Hiranyagarbha, Virat, all these three, Ishvara. So finally you have left with only Ishvara. Resolving physical into the subtle, subtle into the causal. What's remaining? Only causal, potential. That resolves where? In I. You cannot have two I's, one Samashti, one Vyashti. Do you understand the problem? You cannot say, all right, for whole there is one existence, for individual there is one existence. How will you divide the existence? It doesn't increase, it doesn't reduce, not available for you. Therefore, you first reduce or understand logic, not reduce physically. You understand everything in terms of the whole in its own realm, and then you take the whole, the samashti, and understand its being is only one, and that being I am. This is the method. So what did we do? From karya, we come to karana. From cause, from effect, you come to cause. And that cause you resolve in its cause, until when? There is an uncaused cause. Uncaused cause cannot be available for objectification. It's not an event in time. It is nityam. It is anantam. It is chit. It is sat. What is that? You can't talk about it because it is not chintyam, not available for thought. It must be me. It's a lot to swallow, but that's the method. That is what is taught in different mantras. But this picture you have to have. Then it makes sense. This is what you'll see in Taittiriya Upanishad. Presented slightly differently. So we say, what do you see? This physical body you see. What is this made up of? Body came from where? Anna. Anna Vikara is called Annamaya. Okay? A kosha, you'll hear a word kosha. What is kosha? Kosha is a cover, as though a cover. Okay? A kanchuka, a cloak. Panchadashikara use the word kanchuka, a cloak. So I wear one cloak. You have to be in a cold place. How many things you wear? Cold. You don't wear one, this thick cloth. What do? Layers. You have many layers. So the kosha is sometimes likened to layers. First you have a physical layer, Annamaya kosha. Then what? This Annamaya kosha is enlivened by life, Pranamaya kosha. Then Pranamaya kosha is enlivened by what? Manomaya kosha, mind stuff. Then Vijnanamaya kosha, Karta Bhokta. Then what? Anandamaya kosha. But it is not like 5 cloaks you remove. The Annamaya kosha has no existence apart from Pranamaya. Samashti level, not Vyashti. You'll be in trouble. The point is, Annamaya is completely pervaded by Pranamaya. See, what is Pranamaya? All the physiological functions. Which part of this body doesn't have physiological function? Everywhere it is there. So, where will you find a physiological function without an anatomy? So, you can't physically separate Annamaya and Pranamaya. Annamaya is sthula, physical. You can see in microscope. Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya are all in the Sukshma. Sukshma means what? You cannot see, you cannot objectify. How are you going to separate physical and Sukshma? Only here. And that is pervaded by Karana. Where is Karana not? Wherever Karya is, Karana is. Therefore, Karana, Anandamaya is all over. Avidya. But it's all difficult to conceptualize. Therefore, what do I say to you? Leave all these terms out. Try to understand who you are. And see that whatever you objectify, you are other than that. And then when you recognize this, then see what the Shruti is saying about this I. Is it Nityam? Mind comes and goes. Am I Nityam or not? Because Vakar comes and goes. Am I Nityam or not? Hold that. Hold that. And you can see there cannot be a second one. To count second one, mind must be up. So I'm saying you nail it coming from the vision of the Shruti. You nail it. And then you try to reconcile. You will find it easier. Otherwise, you're struggling to, find Advaitam as a subject. You will never do so. The subject has to relax. That's why you have to become that person who's having nothing to accomplish. You have to be familiar with that person. Then, Shruti Vakya, if it's addressed to you there, at that understanding, at that level, Tat Tvamasi, it will enter. If this Tat Aham is sitting as some I am doer, I am experiencer, then that Tat Tvamasi won't fit in. That is what is called Tat Pada Shodhana and Tvam Pada Shodhanam, analyzing each part. Okay? So, now, let's look at the verse 6. Indriyanam prithak bhavam udayastamayauchayat prithak utpadyamananam matva dhiro na shochati. Dhiraha. Dhiraha word you're seeing all the way. Who is Dhiraha? Viveki, Adhikari. You bring any word you want. Avrita Chakshu. Take whatever word you like, okay? Viveki. One who is able to discriminate. Has that much buddhi. Na shochati. He doesn't grieve. Means what? He is freed from limitations. Na shochati. Having done what? Matva. Matva means Jnatva. Having known. having understood. What did he understood? What did he understand? Indriyanam prithak bhavam udayastamau chayat prithak utpadyamananam. Take that prithak utpadyamananam to the first word. Prithak utpadyamananam indriyanam prithak bhavam and cha udaya astamayau. What does it mean now? You are. Where is the sense of I? First is body. Let's say that body identification. In body, the whole body is one sense organ. You can take it that way also, right? Sense of touch. That's what is body. So now what should you do? Are you aware of each of the senses separately? Sight, smell, taste. No? You see each of them clearly, which means they are objectified. Right? Are they you? No. Each sense is apart from another sense, and each of them is different from you. Clear or not? So, prithak utpadyamananam. Each sense arrives separately from its own cause. Senses arrive from their own cause. And you see each sense arrive and set. Rise and set. Like I said, close your eyes, open your eyes, sight comes, sight goes. Udaya, sight comes. Udaya, rising. Close, goes. Don't have to close. Eyes is easier because you can see it. Ears means, what should I say? You should not hear a sound for asta. Eyes is easy. You can make it asta when you want. That's why I'm using eyes, okay? But sound comes, sound goes. Taste we all know. Only when we go to the dining hall, taste comes, then afterward, taste gone. Udaya astamayau. Begins, ends. Begins, ends. Begins, ends. All indriyas begin, end. All sense perceptions begin, end. And they are different from each other. Therefore, what do I know? What is matva there? I know. And now you take that word senses, and because there is matva shochati, include in the word indriya, by extension, mind and buddhi. You extend the word indriya. Indriya normally is senses, 5 senses. Now extend the word of the meaning of the word indriya to include the mind, the thinking faculty, buddhi, the determinative faculty, chittam, you want to add, include all those fellows in it. Whole sukshma sharira include. Now, do you know them all separately or not? Then what do you know? If you know them all separately from what? Separate from me. They all come and go, I don't. I am aluptadrik. I am always there. Everything else comes and goes. If you know this, if there is pain, it belongs to something which comes and goes, not to me. Everything that comes and goes cannot be me. What's another word for not me? Anatma. They are all anatma. Therefore, where is samsara now? Where is your samsara? Samsara comes and goes, not mine. Therefore, what? Indriyanam pratak bhavam, different indriyas, and udaya astamayau. Astamaya is setting. Udaya is rising. Dual. Rising and setting. One who knows them to be rising and setting, he knows they are different from me. Such a person, na shochati. He doesn't grieve. Means what? He understands himself. But he better understand that whatever is arising and setting is not having an existence separate from him. Otherwise, trouble. That is a mithyatvam there. So, that's the idea of that verse. Okay? So, having presented it at a general level, now he is showing what I talked to you about. How should you go about resolving? One way of resolving. Look at that verse now. Next verse. Indriyebhyah param. Yeah. Indriyebhyah param manaha. manasah sattvam Satvat adhimahanatma mahato avyaktamuktamam avyaktattu paraf purushah vyapako linga evacha yam jnatva muchyate jantuhu amritatvancha gacchati. So what is the method? You have objects of senses. You have senses. Then what objectifies the senses? The mind. What objectifies the mind? In a way, if you want to split it, hair split it, buddhi, the determinative faculty of the mind. Then now, so he says, indriye. See, objects and indriyas, they are both made of same panchamahabhuta. So he does not separate them here. He just, indriya he starts. Artha is included indriya in this context. So indriya and artha are one bundle. What is subtler than that? Manaha. Param means that which is inner, that which is subtler, that which objectifies. Manaha objectifies the senses. Drik, drishya, in that level. But manaha is also objectified. It's not only drik, it is also a drishya. Push it into drishya varga. What will do that? Sattvam uttamam, buddhi. I have come up to buddhi. Where should I resolve the buddhi? I can resolve in ahankara. I could. But there's another way of resolving. This buddhi and that buddhi and that buddhi and that buddhi, all of them came from where? See, Model T you should remember, Ford car. First people to have an assembly line. Every Model T looked alike. Why? They were all made from the same die, so to say. They are all cast in the same die. Similarly, this buddhi, this buddhi, this buddhi, all of them came from where? Bhagavan's factory, cast in the same die. Therefore, one neurologist can take care of all the funny fellows. Common, same knowledge, right? Now, if I just merge within myself, looks like whole individual alone is one series. What does Upanishad do quietly? Now, he says, take this individual buddhi, don't merge it in individual ahankara, merge it in total buddhi. Samashti. Like you merge a wave in the ocean. Merge it in total buddhi. That is called sattvat. Sattva is buddhi here. Sattvat adhi mahanatma. Sattvam is buddhi. So manas goes to sattvam, buddhi. Buddhi goes where? Mahanatma. Mahanatma, don't think great atma. What is Mahanatma? Samashti. At the level of buddhi. Samashti buddhi. Okay? Which means Hiranyagarbha. Subtle. If you use words, Hiranyagarbha. If you don't, just understand. Individual in total. Merged. Then what? Mahataha param mahataha avyaktam uttamam. What is after that? What is after that? Unmanifest. Somewhere you have to go to unmanifest, What is subtle? What is sthula? Visible to indriyas. What is subtle? Not visible to indriyas, but is out. Is getting formed in some way. Not available to indriyas. Shruti can do anumana. You cannot see subtle. Shruti can do anumana. It's there. But what should have been before Sukshma? If you start with anything, you can say subtler, 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 subtler. At some point you decide, not available anymore for me. Therefore what? It is Sukshma. You can say Sukshmatara, Sukshmatara. No use, because how many times ever you go, you are not seeing it. You can only have calculus. But Before Sukshma, what was there? See, for example, you decided you want to start a company. Yes, you want to have a semiconductor chip manufacturing company in India. Where will you start? First, the possibility, the potential to conceive of a company to manufacture chips has to be there. The possibility, that is avyakta. From there, what came? An idea is born. From that idea, what came? A proposal came, land came, machinery came, more and more sthula. Come back. The whole semiconductor company, before it started, was just land, etc. Come back further. What was it? It was just an idea, sukshma. Before that, there was a potential for an idea, avyakta. Potential is also knowledge, knowledge potential. That is called avyakta. Can you see this? You can't see this, but can you conceive of it, understand it logically? You can. Do you need 3 levels? Because we operate like this in life. Upanishad goes by that. Why not 10 levels? You can, but he stop with 3. You can say Sukshma number 1, Sukshma number 2, Sukshma number 3. Sthula number 1, Sthula. It's like, you buy grain. You buy rice. What will they say? Number 1 quality, number 2 quality, number 3. You can have any number of qualities. But everything is rice. Differentiation. Size of the grain. Little bigger, little bigger, little bigger. You can make. But what is it? Rice. Same way. Avyakta. After avyakta, where will you go? Where is this potential? Potential exists. Was existence created? No. It always is. What is that? Purushaha. And what is that? That is avyaktat paraf purushaha. Avyaktat paraf purusha. How will I know that purusha? He is vyapaka. But you know what? Alingaha. There is nothing that indicates him in a way. Yam jnatva. Not by knowing these intermediate levels. Knowing that purusha who is alinga, who doesn't have any attributes for you to point out, that is a purusha, that purusha. How will you know it then? If you can't point it, how will I know? It is you. So, yam jnatva muchyate. You are free. Jantuhu, a living being. Amritatvam cha gacchati. And you become free from time. So, what did we do? You start with objects, bring it to indriya, indriya to manaha, manaha to buddhi, buddhi to samashti buddhi, samashti buddhi to samashti avyakta, avyakta into purusha. Chapter is over. Okay? We'll do it. We'll continue tomorrow. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.